Good morning and happy birthday to me. So, yeah, I know it's been a while since I have posted on my channel. Believe me, guys, this is a 2025 goal of mine to really post more. And believe me, I have ideas, I have content. I just need to sit down and film it, I swear. But really, what I can say about 2024 is that a year can really make a difference. Okay, and when I tell you 2024 was a ride, believe me. So 2025 is just gonna be better. And you know what? I'm honestly in such a really good mood today. When I tell you I haven't really woken up in such a good mood in a while. And yeah, I'm just really happy today and I'm loving it. I let the natural light kind of wake me up this morning, no alarm. And I got up around 7:30, 8 a.m. and just was like, you know what, I'm gonna get out of bed today. I've been complaining that I've been sleeping in too much. So I was like, let me wake up today and just get out of bed early. And I already had a couple plans for today that I wanted today to go. But I was like, let me make a breakfast today. And for those of you who don't know, breakfast is a little bit of a tougher meal for me just because I don't usually eat breakfast in the morning. I'm not really hungry. It's pretty recent that I started having like a routine in the morning again. So I decided to kind of make something a little bit different today. And I did make an avocado toast. I don't normally eat avocados. All right, so I started implementing that in my diet a little bit and really liking, the nutrients that comes with it. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just try and make an avocado toast today. Never made one before. And I was like, I'm kind of craving like a fried egg on top. So that's what I did. I don't have any pictures to insert because I kind of just eat it. Yeah. But I was just eating my breakfast today and was like, I am in such a good mood. And I think I'm just feeling very thankful and grateful in my life that I am where I am today. And, a lot of people, when it's like their birthdays, they kind of, are like, okay, I'm getting older. I don't really, like the age that I'm at, or they start thinking like, what have I accomplished? And like what's still yet to accomplish? And they just kind of, it's usually on a spectrum. It's like people who really enjoy their birthdays and are kind of like grateful for it. And then there's others where they kind of view it as a negative thing and then they see all the things that they didn't do. I am following in more of that positive vibe. I'm just like really thinking about my life and where we are, like perspective wise. And, comparison is the thief of joy. Obviously, with that, I try not to compare, but, I do look at trends and I do look at what is happening within society and kind of like within my friend groups and where's everyone kind of meandering and such. And obviously, there are trends and such that you learn where, people are moving out later, people are buying homes later, people are getting married later, blah, 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 blah. They're doing everything much later in life, right? And of course, there's always this comparison game to those who are your age where you're like, they've accomplished all of this by this age. And I've just stopped doing that completely. And when I think about to myself about, where I am and what I've done and the choices that have, led to that, I'm very thankful and grateful. I had a very beautiful breakfast this morning. I live in a beautiful home and, I'm warm. I'm, just very thankful, for all the blessings that I have. And I think that's why when I woke up this morning, I was very happy because I was like, I have all of these things in my life and, I really shouldn't take them for granted and just be very happy with my life and who's in it and what we're doing. And yeah, that's kind of where my mindset is at this morning. I'm sorry, this is a very, very long and deep intro for like 10 a.m. on a Saturday. But yeah, it's February 8th. my birthday. So happy birthday to me. I have a quiet morning. And I'm actually going to go to the store. I'm going to go to the bookstore. And Indigo is usually my go-to bookstore. And because I am one of like their members, I receive a birthday coupon every year in the month of February. I am not going to use it today though. I do have all of February to use it, but you cannot combine it with other promotions. So it's kind of a bummer. However, there's always more and more books to purchase. So I will use it. I did actually receive an email that said there's like an in-store purchase for romance novels or certain romance novels that are on sale for like $10. I don't know. I saw the ad. The dates keep changing. I don't know, but I'm gonna go to Indigo and see what they have and see if it's anything that I might want. And I'm also thinking about maybe looking to see some of the accessories they have. I think I might want to get some book like t-shirts / crew neck sweater, crew neck, long sleeve tee merch, because I don't have any sweaters or t-shirts or anything that says, or even like a bag that has anything to do with like reading and books. And I always see such very cute book merch, and I'm always telling myself, no, you don't need it, or no, it's a little too expensive, like, it's not worth it type of thing. But I don't know. We shall see. I think I'm gonna see if, they have something, and maybe I'll kind of treat it as like a little birthday gift to myself. Because I haven't really been reading as much as I would like to. And I have books coming, like I have pre-orders coming. I just got one in the mail like 10 days ago. But there's a lot to update you guys on, and I'm just gonna leave it at that, because things are just a little hectic right now. And I just haven't really had like the time to set up like a reading schedule within my new routine. I'm still getting used to it, but I will leave it at that. And yeah, so you guys are gonna come along with me for my morning and spend it with me and see if I pick up anything I like at Indigo. Yeah, so let's get ready. Okay, so now that I actually look like a real person, this is my outfit of the day. And obviously it is February in Canada, so I had to get my sweater out. And this one's actually a recent purchase. I got it from Gap during the Black Friday sale. And honestly, that was the best sales during the entire Black Friday deals. Honestly, I don't know why all other stores, they don't do anything good. Gap literally had like 60%, 70%, off a lot of purchases. And I literally got this sweater for like, I don't know, like $30. It was a crazy sale. And then I got these little skinny jean pants with like a little bit of like a cutout over here, like 10 years ago. Probably even more than that, actually, from Old Navy. And you know what? They've actually held up quite a bit. They're not the greatest quality, obviously, but, they're kind of like my go-to jeans when I am just like running errands or going to like see my friends for like an impromptu, outing or whatever. And yeah, so it looks like the sun is out. And yeah, so I can't wait to really go shopping. But y'all are not even gonna see this outfit because it's the winter and I'm gonna be bundled up in my heavy jacket. So yeah, let's head off to the store. Atomic Habits. Honestly, one of the best books I've actually ever read. So, yeah, guys, I basically live at these tables. Enemies to lovers is like one of my favorite tropes. Second Chance is not my favorite. However, I actually do own this book, and I haven't read it yet, but it is on my list. Oh my god, I actually love Anna Wong. I haven't read this series, but I've read everything else she's written so far, and I absolutely love it. Can't wait for King of Envy to come out in like, I don't know, 2 weeks. Actually no, does it come out in February or does it come out in April? Oh, I can't remember when it comes out, but it comes out soon. Again, Anna Wong, love this book. This is her most recent book. Oh, Emily McIntyre. I actually purchased this book at like a book signing that I went to. It's one of the ones that I picked up because it was in like perfect condition. And the best thing about Emily McIntyre's books is that, or at least this series, is that her books don't have to be read in chronological order because they are retellings of other stories. So it's like perfect, and I just have a special place for Emily McIntyre, and the fact that it's a forbidden love trope, just amazing. Wildfire, one of my favorite books by Hannah Grace, was this one. It was so much better than the first book in the series. And of course, I just love the fake dating and forced proximity trope. Like, Dare, love Miss L. Kennedy, love her. I'm not the biggest Tessa Bailey fan, but unfortunately yours was a really good book. Becca Mack, love her. I actually have this book right at home, and it's actually a signed copy by her that I picked up from a different Indigo store, and I haven't had a chance to properly read it, so I'm hoping to get that done this year. And this book too, I actually have it at home and ready to read. I actually really enjoyed Megan Quinn. I've only read one book by her, and it was the first book in this series, but absolutely loved it. And then Good Boy is also by Elle Kennedy and Serena Bowen, and I actually do have a video up on my channel from the book signing of this event. So yeah. So one thing that I absolutely love about Indigo is that they have these classics in like different like editions and like just different covers that are just gorgeous. You know, like look at this by Jane Austen, Emma, and then like Wuthering Heights, right? Like Emily Bronte. You know, all these classics, and they just like so beautiful. Like, how do you not spend all your money at this store? Guys, these are so cute. Like, book lover. I was mentioning earlier that I don't have any book merch. This one is so cute, and I think I might be influenced to purchase this one, so we'll see. So obviously, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I live at. Huh. I haven't actually been to this location in a very long time, so I don't know what they have. Oh, love that book. Really good. The third book to that series is coming out in like a couple weeks. So of course, the spicy romance section is always a stop on the list. I do recognize quite a few books here. I see the Twisted series in the back, which I have and I've loved. I also see the Dreamland Billionaire series on the right-hand side there. Love that series. And I do recognize a lot, but there's also a lot that I haven't read. Kennedy Ryan is actually an author that I've been meaning to pick up. I have no idea what her writing style is like, what these books are, but I've seen them everywhere. It was at the beginning of my book talk journey, and I keep coming back to them. So let me know if it's good. And this is another book that I keep coming back to, Forever Never by Lucy Score. I enjoy Lucy Score's writing, but her books and her novels can be a little long. My Life with the Walter Boys. I loved the TV show. I never read the books, but I loved the series. Okay, so we are back from the store. Now, was it a success or was it a flop? I want to say it's a semi-success. I did get 2 items, okay, which I'm actually very proud of myself for not going a little overboard. However, I was misled by the advertisement. And I'm so stupid. I've worked retail before. I should have paid more attention to the ad, actually. But essentially, they had five romance novels that were that you could purchase for under $10, but they were obviously a selected few, right? It was the store or whatever, they picked five novels, and if you purchase something, you could get that book for $10 instead of regular price. So that is why I call it a semi-success, because I was a dum-dum and just did not look and read it. So that's on me. Good thing is that the store is actually really close to me, so it really wasn't an issue. And I haven't had a chance to check out this location in a long time, so it was actually really good being able to just go and check it out and just spend about an hour just browsing and looking at the store and what the books that they have and kind of like what their selection is like. So as you guys know, I live in the romance section, and obviously I kind of freaked when I saw that it said, oh, $10 romance novels. So I'm a dum-dum for really not checking that out. But you know, being very close to an Indigo actually was like, it's not an issue. I went, I spent an hour, I looked, and really got a feel of this layout and this location. And what I thought was really interesting is that the romance section actually was pretty large here, which doesn't normally happen. So I'm glad it's kind of getting that recognition. It was a little tough because there's so many authors that I would love to read, but because books are really pricey in Canada and just in general, it is pricier to own physical copies. I'm always going back and forth on whether I want to spend my money on a new author or on a new read versus maybe spending money on, you know, a story and an author that I know that I love. So today I really had to choose and decide whether I wanted to maybe purchase something that was new to me or purchase a read that I absolutely love that I've been dying to get a physical copy of. Now, as you know, I am a Kindle reader, so I love to read electronic books as well. My first love will always be paperback, but it does help with being able to borrow books for free, depending on if you have that subscription option or not. But I do, so I'm able to borrow a certain amount of books for a given time, and I'm able to hold on to them and borrow them for free. And then when I'm done with them, I can just return them, or I can just keep them in my like quote unquote cart or like in my library. And then if I want to purchase an electronic copy of the book, then I'm also able to do so. And it's usually at a fraction of the cost of a physical paper book. So I'm always stuck between that. Now, I was inspired yesterday to pick up a reread, and I do have that on my Kindle. So I'm probably gonna do that. So you might actually get a video on that shortly as well, just because I actually haven't discussed that book on any platform at all. So it might actually be good to do it, and you'll get like my honest reaction. And then it'll obviously, you know, jog a lot of the memories about it. And sometimes I find that it's actually good to review a book after I've read it a couple times. Now, obviously, I love first reactions to things. However, sometimes when you've like kind of been immersed into a book and you know, you're reading it for the first time and everything is new and everything is fresh, sometimes you have different reactions to things, for better or for worse. And then sometimes when you have some space away from it and being able to reread it again and just kind of have new thoughts about something, or maybe you remembered something in a different way, so you go back and reread it. And, you know, given the mindset that you're actually in, could really help alter your perspective on it and your opinion on it. So you'll probably get a very good video out of that. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm still new at this, guys, so forgive me, especially when I'm promising things and not really delivering them when I promise them. Again, please forgive me. I am still new to this and still getting into that routine. But hopefully, like I said at the beginning of this video, 2025 is going to be the year that I am going to establish more of a routine, not just a filming routine, but a reading routine and editing and all that stuff, because I do edit my own videos, so it takes a lot of time. And, we have this thing called a grown-up job. So, yeah, we're out of the house every day. So doesn't really leave a lot of time in between. But anyways, so let's actually get into the 2 items that I purchased from this haul. Enough of me, yapping away. So the first item that I purchased is actually a book called A Long Time Coming by Megan Quinn. And the reason why I had to actually look at the title is because I have only read one book by Megan Quinn, and that was the first book, and it was A Not So Me Cute. That is actually up on my channel, and I purchased the second book a couple months ago, maybe 2-3 months ago. Can't remember exactly when it was, but I was able to actually find a very good copy that was like not damaged in the store. And whenever that happens to me, I feel like it's a sign to purchase it, because I could order this and get it to my house, but a lot of the times the spines and like things just get damaged. So when I found a perfect copy, I had to purchase it, and that's kind of what happened again today. This is the 3rd book in this series. So I read the first one. I loved it. I fell in love with her writing. I fell in love with the characters, and it made me want to continue. So this is an example of an author that was new to me, but even though I've only read one book by them, I still wanted to purchase the rest of the series, right? And this is something that I'm okay with buying the physical copy without having read it first, because I already have a feel of it, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it. And I've heard good things about this series in general, and I've heard a lot of people actually say that they didn't like the first book, but I really enjoyed it. Like, I really thought it was funny and, sexy, and just, I don't know. I just thought it was amazing for what it is, and made me want to dive more into the series. And because I purchased the first book and really enjoyed it, like, that was the first time I read that story was the physical copy. So I did take a gamble there. And because it paid off, I was like, who am I kidding? I'm going to buy the rest of the series. I know I'm going to read it. I'm most likely going to like it. So I need to have the complete series. So it was like, it was a no-brainer. And so now I can read the second book and the third book consecutively without having to worry about running out to, buy it or find a copy. And then this purchase I'm actually really, really excited for. Obviously, I love my books, but I don't have a lot of bookish accessories. So that was one of the things that I wanted to purchase today, was some kind of like accessory, whether it be a bag, like a bookmark, or like a t-shirt or a sweater or so forth. So I actually did show you guys this item. And I went back and I got the bag, the little tote, and I just think it is so pretty. It literally says The Reader on the bottom, and it has, the book open with the flowers coming through it. And if any of you guys have actually paid attention to the banner that's on my YouTube channel, it actually has a book open like this with, I think, stuff coming out of it, like symbols and stuff. So it's very similar to actually what I have on my banner. And when I saw that, I kind of just resonated with it and was like, this is very cute. And it's not really in your face like some of the other stuff. Now, as much as I enjoy walking around with or seeing people walking around with more suggestive phrases and pictures on, their bags or their clothing, do you? And I love that. That's actually something that I wish I could get into or hope to get into someday. But I am still somebody who's a little bit more, how should I say it? I love my filthy books, and I could talk to you to the end of the earth about it. Like, I can talk your ear off for it, but I don't like to necessarily walk around with the written parts of it. And that's why, like, I kind of like this. It's very, very subtle. And I think that's just what it is that, like, we can talk about it all day, and I don't care. I don't care if people know that I read spicy books and stuff like that. Like, I really don't. But I like more of the subtlety of it, which is why I love the new copy, like the new book covers of this series, right? Not that I have anything against, people on books. Actually, I do. I do have something against, people on book covers. It has to be done very well in order for me to like it. But that's besides the point. But like I said, I could tell you what's in the book. I have no shame on that. Clearly, I have a whole channel based on that. But it's more of like, I just like it to be more subtle, because not everybody in their, not everybody in the kitchen sink needs to know what I'm reading or needs to see, a shirtless person when they just are trying to not do that, right? And also, I just think that the books do look a little bit nicer, like, having it look like this, or even, I know a lot of people don't like it, but I don't even mind the little cartoon, illustration, like the drawings of the people, right? Some people have an issue with it because they think it resembles children's novels or children's books, and that, the books look very innocent when the content isn't. Now, to that, I say, I just like that it's discreet, and, everybody should be aware of what they're reading, especially parents who, are buying certain books for their children, right? Like, and it's just how, we police, or how we are mindful of like the music and the book, in just the same way that we're mindful of the type of music that we listen to and the type of content that we're watching, whether it be a TV show or a movie. It should be the same for the type of content that we're reading. And if you're not happy with, these books having more spicier scenes in it, or just feeling like it's not appropriate for children, that is why it is not meant to be in the children's section, or even in the teen section. Now, I don't really have an issue with, a younger audience reading these type of books, because we see so much worse on TV. However, I do understand the concern from parents about being misled by the illustrations and the book covers of these books. And like I said, to that, I would just say, please do your research on these type of books and make sure that you're actually able to, recommend them to the younger audience. Because myself is somebody that has read these types of books and know what type of content is in it, I would just be a little mindful of it. And I would also take into consideration the person who is reading it, whether their age is really young or not. If you feel that they can handle the mature content in it, then I think it's okay. But again, this is up to each parent and each child and each person, right? I'm not a parent. I'm not out here trying to tell people how to live their lives, and I'm not telling people how to parent. So please, just right off the bat, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that I do prefer the discreet covers. And the reason being is because I can move more freely with them, right? And of course, that could be misled by others. And to that, I say, just do your research about the type of book. And usually, romance novels are steamy. Like, just the majority of them are like that. Not all, obviously. And there's some that will have like a door closed policy in their novels, or like a fade to black, where they don't actually, like, Sexual acts might be alluded, but are not actually depicted and described in the way that other romance novels do. And also, I'd like to say that there is a difference between a romance novel and a spicy romance novel and just straight up smut. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with all three of those categories. Like I said, it is up to the reader to know what they're picking up. Do a little research, okay? There's a lot of people that will just only read smut and they won't read anything else. That's not me. I'm not really a big smut reader, to be honest with you. I like my books to have a story in it. There's a reason why I pick up romance novels, because I like that there's a story behind it. I like that there's like character developments behind it. But yes, I like the fact that these books do have spicier scenes in them. I just think it's realistic in an adult relationship that there's going to be more mature content in it because they are adult relations. Okay. They're not gonna be, oh, we're just holding hands. No, that is something I expect in age appropriate novels. But if we're reading a book about two 30-year-olds who are very successful in their lives and they have great jobs and, they're just trying to, go through their life and, they have their backstory, they have their present, and then they have their future. I expect that there's going to be steamy moments between the two. Okay. And it can be done without it being excessive. A lot of my books that I actually pick up and own and rave about are spicy, have steamy scenes, but also have really good storylines and plot lines to add to the stories. And there's a reason why so many of the books and the novels and the series that I love are actually getting picked up to be movies and TV shows, right? I know there's controversy there, right? Like I said, I can go on for days. I know there's controversy around our novels, our favorite book series getting put into movies and TV shows and just completely, butchering them and not doing well and just or there's scandals behind the PR. But there's a reason why when I read these books, I can literally see it being played out in my head. And I've said it to myself multiple times. This would be amazing as a TV series, or this would be amazing as a book, as a movie adaptation, right? And those are the ones that are getting picked up, right? So, and people would say, oh, I love this on the screen. But if you were to say somebody, oh, well, I read it, they'd be like, I could never. So to that, I'm like, well, we see so many worse things on TV, and so many of our favorite TV shows and movies did actually come from books. So let's not bite the hand that feeds you, okay? We'll just leave that there. Anyways, that is a very, very long, this is a very, very long video. I did not expect this vlog style video to literally turn into me just sitting here and yapping for 30 minutes. But yeah, okay. Well, thank you for spending my birthday morning with me. I think it was, so much fun. I spent an hour in the store and just really enjoyed taking my time and looking around, and this just makes my day. And it literally matches my paint. So that was very unintentional, but all right. That will be the end of this video. And I do have some ideas for, future videos. And of course, if you guys have any ideas or anything that you want to see, please just leave a comment down below or type it out in the community page. I always check that as well. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming back. And I will, be back with another video. And of course, like, subscribe, comment, share, do all of that fun stuff. And we will be back with another video. Bye.